to form. Essentially, it's different than doing this. I'm going to just turn the modifier on and off, and you can see that's what we want. This is what we have. Always to form completely releases the vertices from all of the bones, allowing you to be able to move bones, rotate bones, reposition the entire rig if you wanted inside of the model without affecting the skin. So in this case right now at frame 0, if I move the rig, you can see the skin doesn't actually move with the bone system. But during animation it still does. This is only at frame 0. At the reference frame is the rig released, or the skin released from the rig. So before I finish, what I should do is just turn it back on. You notice it didn't pop back, so what it's done is completely released it. I turn it back on, it's saying, okay, now you're affected at frame 0 again. So nice simple way of fixing your problems like that. If you suddenly realize you have to move a shoulder joint or move a bone somewhere because it wasn't quite in the right spot, you can just turn off your always to form, make sure your reference frame, turn it off, move your bones around, turn it back on again, and you're good to go. You haven't lost any of your skinning or anything. So now what we need to look at is the next step, is setting up some of the envelopes. You can see that I've gone up, or setting up some of the includes and excludes of the envelopes. I've gone up and I've set envelopes roughly all the way up the body. You can see a lot of areas I'm sure that just don't look right to the trained eye as far as weighting goes. I'm not overly concerned with it. I just wanted to make sure that all of the vertices were actually included. Some of the areas that are going to be the most obvious problems are going to lie from one finger to the other. Right now the first bone of the index finger actually affects vertices in the middle finger. One way we can fix that is actually with include exclude filters, as opposed to actually dealing with it at the vertex weighting level yet. And what I have a tendency to do is just go around and fix glaring errors where there's problems, where I know that for a fact this shouldn't be affecting these vertices here. So this envelope should not be affecting these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on filter for or select vertices. You can also get that in your quad menu down here, select vertices. This is defaulted into your quads, and I want to make sure that my selection method is actually set to marquee area so that I can just draw marquees around the vertices. So I want to pick the vertices that I want to exclude from the envelopes at this time. And I'm just going to pick, click on exclude verts. And you can see that they've been removed out of that envelope. Doesn't matter how big I make this envelope now, you can see that they can't be affected anymore. It also makes the vertices grayed out whenever I pick an envelope that has excluded verts. You can see that it shows them up as gray, the ones that have been excluded. I'm just going to do a couple undos there and get my selection back. So I'm going to go down the chain here and just say exclude exclude. And I can even do it on the other side now too, because I'm sure there's going to be some overlap with this finger as well. Exclude those. And same again. Exclude. Exclude. And I can go through my fingers this way and make sure that I don't have any overlaps. And of course I'm going to have to do the index from the middle finger as well, because I'm quite sure that if I pick this envelope, there's going to be some overlap this way as well. Same thing. Exclude them. And that way I know they're never going to get dragged into the solution no matter what I do. I can't even accidentally paint on them or anything and paint my weights and make mistakes that way. So same thing on this side, and check and see where I've got problems. And I don't want to do too far up. I don't want to end up in a situation where I'm starting to take weight out of ones that should be. And you can also easily include them back in if you are trying to get a bit of a nice soft overlap in an area and you've excluded them. You can always just go back and include them. But you have to make note of where those are. And again, they show up gray anyhow, so you can see them, see what's happening there. You have to hold down Control when you're picking vertices or envelopes and you have vertices selected, so you